all your school rugby, all in one place. This is Next Gen 50.
Hello and welcome to the latest top 5 school teams of the weekend. It's week 11, it's the penultimate weekend of the season, the final weekend of the season for so many, and there were some absolutely fantastic performances. Before we get stuck into it though, as ever, a reminder to please subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Helps us so much with bringing schools rugby to the masses. Also, be sure to check out our website, www.nextgen15.com, that's nextgenxv.com, and of course our social media channels, that's at NextGenXV, at NextGen15 on Instagram and Twitter. And be sure to head over to our Instagram page actually, where we've got a big explainer about the Daily Mail Trophy, which is coming to a head over the course of the next few weeks. But that's all from me on all of that. It's into the top 5 school teams of the weekend, and what a weekend it was. So many brilliant performances, lots and lots of teams having a bit of a rest with midweek fixtures coming up as well, and it's all a bit higgledy-piggledy, but we had some great rugby out there. Good stuff on Friday, good stuff on Saturday, and you'll be interested in this week's top 5. There's a few teams in here for the very first time this season, right at the last opportunity for them as well, with some epic performances. Couple of old stagers in there too. So we're going to get right on into it, and do, of course, make sure you subscribe. First up this week, well, they're old stagers now, aren't they? It's Berkhamsted. They've been in this top 5 so many times. This is their 5th week. Probably not their best performance this weekend, although it was still an unbelievable performance. 43-23 against Haileybury. They remain undefeated. But what impressed us so much with this performance was they were under pressure, a few people missing. Big week because they have the opportunity to claim the Daily Mail Trophy title. Yes, they require Millfield to go and get a good result up at Sedbergh in order to open up that possibility for them, but it's right there in the balance, and because of this result, that opportunity exists. Had it gone wrong against Haileybury, the opportunity would have gone. So really impressive from Berkhamsted. They've played 12, won 11, drawn just that one game with Harrow. They've been absolutely fantastic. It's their 5th week in this top 5. Berkhamsted have been sensational all year, and it could all come to a head. Daily Mail Trophy, they've got that opportunity, haven't they? They play Dulwich College on Saturday. They've got to get the business done there. But if they can, you never know what might happen. They're definitely in with a chance, sitting 2nd at the moment. They're also in with a chance in the Schools Cup. Next Wednesday, they play Trinity in the quarterfinals. Could be a huge year for Berkhamsted. Next up is Denton College, and it really surprised us actually that they've not been in the top 5 already. And I suppose the trouble has been that they've been facing some really good sides on the circuit, the likes of Woodhouse Grove, Kirkham Grammar School, Sedbergh, and they've not quite managed to get the business done against them. But on Friday night, they travelled down to Esher and faced Whitgift, another side of that sort of elite calibre. And this time they did get the job done. They were 12-0 down at half-time, but came roaring back in the second half for a 14-12 victory. So not only do they get into this top 5 for beating, a top side, but also for that epic comeback as well. 12-0 down, a long way from home against a good side. That's difficult. They've played 9 games, they've won 5, they've lost 4. It was really important that they got themselves just on that sort of winning tilt for that record, and they've done so well there. We as I said, they faced some big opposition. And they were due a win against one of them. Sitting in 25th in the Daily Mail Trophy table, and they've got a couple of big games left. Queggs Wakefield coming up, and then a big one against Hartbury College Bulls, I think it will be, in about 10 days' time. They've been brilliant this season. They did really well at St Joe's as well, finishing 4th overall. And that's kind of the story of the season for Denton College. Very good. Just not quite beating those elite teams. So that's why Friday night's result was such a big one for them. Next up, returning to the top 5 after a bit of an absence for a while, it's Harrow School. And Harrow have been magnificent all season. It's actually a bit of a surprise how long it's been since they were in the top 5. This weekend they beat Epsom College 33-17, a really high level encounter. These two have been fantastic all year. But here's how fantastic Harrow have been. Played 12, won 10, drawn 1, lost 1. Their draw against Berkhamsted, we've already spoken about how fantastic they were. Defeat, a 7-0 backs against the wall effort from Whitgift against them. They've only got the one game left. Sherborne in the Schools Cup quarter-final. Fingers crossed we might have more news on that to come. We will find out in due course. But they're also flying high in the Daily Mail Trophy. They're 7th there at the moment. And as I said, coming back for their third week in the top 5 school teams of the weekend. At the start of the season, they went back-to-back, week 1, week 2. Now, towards the end of the season, they're back again. And I tell you what a brilliant performance to sign off the sort of regular season for them against Epsom College. On Saturday it was, and now it's all eyes to Thursday and that massive tie with Sherborne. That could be a bit of a classic. 4th up on the list this week, and I have to say, this result really stood out to us. It's Andal. They played Radley College in their final game of the season this year and beat them 17-12. Of itself, doesn't necessarily sound that impressive until you think about what each of these teams has done this year. Radley College been fairly consistently in and around this top 5. They've been a top side all season long. Andal, in contrast, they've not had the easiest of seasons, I think it's probably fair to say, and yet in their final game of the season they go and beat Radley College 17-12. A fantastic performance. Radley are missing a couple of players, sure, but they're a top side, and yet Andal got the business done. What a fantastic end to the season for them. Play 14, won 5, drawn 2, lost 7. Couple of draws knocking about in the Schools Vars competition. They sadly for them got knocked out against Coventry College just a few days ago. Their debut in the top 5 though, and I think that just goes to show there are teams that still, every time they get on the field, they have the potential to do brilliant things. What a wonderful ending to the season for Andal. No more games left. 95th place rather in the Daily Mail Trophy. They could yet rise because there's a few games to be played, but it's not about any of that for Andal. It's about what an epic performance they had to round the season off. Fantastic stuff from them. And in a similar vein, our top 5 is rounded off by another debutant. It's Taunton School, who were facing Blundell's at the weekend. Blundell's, well, we know how good they've been historically, and they've had a pretty decent season. They were on a good winning streak heading towards Taunton, and yet Taunton, their final game of the season, they were bang up for it, and wow, did they do the job. 36-13 at home against Blundell's. What an epic ending to the season that is for Taunton School. Gives them a finishing total of played 12, won 8, lost 4. A great season, but what a great result to finish up on, and deservedly, I think, getting into our top 5. Yeah, that's a dream finish to a season against an opposition that probably they felt, yeah, maybe we might be able to do it, but it's a tough outing, and yet what a performance that was. They finish up 40th place in the Daily Mail Trophy, although that could shake about a bit with the last remaining games for others around them. But it's not about any of that. Same as with Andal. It's about what an epic ending to the season from Taunton School. Fantastic stuff from them. What a way to sign off for the Christmas break. As ever, of course, choosing the top 5 is a real challenge, and there are always so many sides that just miss out. But before we get into that, I just want to talk about a game that happened last Tuesday between Eton College and Stowe. It was the Edward Bush Memorial game. Edward Bush was a pupil at Stowe. He was due to go and link up with his brothers at Eton College. He sadly passed away in somewhat tragic circumstances, and the two put together a game on Tuesday that was just absolutely brilliant. Commemorative shirts, they were ordered commemorative ties at the end. Eton gave their pupils the afternoon off to come and watch the game that they were hosting. It was just a wonderful occasion, and we're going to pop the link to the Just Giving page in the description of this video, where they're raising money for a few causes that were quite close to Edward's heart. So please do check that out, and it was a memorable occasion and did Edward real justice. An absolutely fantastic and moving afternoon over at Eton College. Over the weekend, though, of course, there were loads and loads of brilliant performances from lots and lots of schools, and a few of them, of course, who could well have made this top 5. So just to run through a few of those, Barnard Castle, what a performance at home against RGS Newcastle. Bit of a derby that, isn't it? 19-5 victory for Barnard Castle. And how about this, Bedford at home against Abingdon? What a thrilling game, 36-21, but Bedford take the victory. Bishop Wordsworth's, wow, what a performance, 61-0 at home against Kingswood. That is some performance. Kirkham Grammar School, they are going to go through this season unbeaten. 24-5 away at Bloxham. Can anyone stop this Kirkham Grammar School juggernaut? They have been absolutely fantastic. Cheltenham College actually really impressed us in defeat at at home against Rugby. 15-17 they went down, but Rugby really impressive as well. They're without 9 frontline players and still managed to get the job done. Really good from them. Cranley, bit of a thriller this, but also a really impressive performance from Cranley. 40-24 against Marlborough College. Durham, wow, what about this one? 55 at home to Giggleswick. Eton College, who we mentioned earlier, they were facing Trinity. Can anyone stop what Trinity are doing right now? Trinity are playing brilliant rugby. They've got a cup quarter-final against Berkhamsted next week, and I tell you what, they look bang in form. They won 28-8. Gresham's, what a result this is, 63-5 at home against Bishop Stortford College. Seaford College winning their derby at Hurstpierpoint College, 41-14. Hampton, a good win for them, 26-5 at John Fisher. KCS Wimbledon getting right in amongst the top 10 in the Daily Mail Trophy with a brilliant 33-19 victory over St John's Leatherhead. Langley Park beating Glyn 55-29. St Columba's College going to Latimer Upper and winning 56-10. How about this from Felsted? It's been a tricky old year for them. Travelled up to Norwich though and won 47. Absolutely fantastic. The Oratory, what a performance from them. 41-14 away at Pangbourne College, who, by the way, we're going to have on a live stream on Friday night against Shiplake College. More on that throughout the week. QEH, 47-0 against Prior Park College. That's brilliant. Brighton College, facing a rampantly in-form RGS Guildford side, travelling over there and coming away with a 26-14 victory. And how about RGS High Wycombe? What a late season resurgence it's been from them. They've been absolutely brilliant. And they were again on Saturday, beating Dean Close 39-0. Gordon's, decent result for them as well, 41-0 at Royal Alexandra and Albert. Skinners, well, we know how impressive they've been. They were again at the weekend, beating Sir Joseph Williamson's 55-12. Look out, by the way, for their game against the Judd this weekend. It's a big, big clash between the two of them. St Benedict's, third in the Daily Mail Trophy table, in with a chance of winning it. They need a few results to go their way. But another fantastic performance under pressure from St Benedict's, 50-15 against Tiffin. St George's Harpenden almost as good in the playing department last weekend, 50-0 against Bedford Modern. Mill Hill similarly 47-0 against UCS. And then a great game, Wellington College against Tunbridge. We've got a report of it up on the website. Wellington College, what a performance, 36-17 against the Tunbridge side. We know how good they are. Really, really good stuff from them. And then, of course, a Schools Cup last 16 game, bit of a catch-up this one. Sherborne beating Camford 18-3 to get through to the quarterfinals. They're due to play on Thursday against Harrow. Fingers crossed there's some news to come on that, but what a game that's going to be. Just a quick word, of course, for some of the companies that help make everything at NextGen15 possible, including Coach Logic, who've done some fantastic stuff. There are analysis partners, player-led analysis, so it's really, really interesting and intricate stuff. It's really good, and you can get £100 off with the code NextGen15. That's NextGenXV. And then, of course, Bristol University playing in the Bucks Premier South, and they are topping the table at the moment, playing some wonderful rugby. Great programme under Joe Goodman, the director of rugby, and they really marry together their rugby and their education fantastically well. So do check out University of Bristol if you're looking to head off to university very soon. That's it for now though. Thank you very much for watching the week 11 of the top 5 school teams of the weekend. If you agree with us or disagree with us, please leave something in the comments. Let us know who would have been in yours. If you like the video, please hit the like button, but please do subscribe and hit that notification button. It makes a massive difference. Meantime, loads of stuff going on in the world of schools rugby this week, so check out nextgen15.com, that's nextgenxv.com, and our social media channels at NextGen15 at NextGenXV. Thank you very much for watching. Catch you next time.